Yo, yo, yo! What's going on, great people and all the great land? It's your guy, Nicholas Wilcox. It's your guy, Johnny Main. We here, week 10, the fantasy football show, your Monday night football props, your DFS gems to help you out with single game showdown tonight, which we have a doozy for, and your waiver wire winners, the guys that we're going to be looking at to help you for upcoming week 10 when we have another week of bye beginning. We have 4 teams on bye. So, Johnny, say what's up to the great people.
What up? Got a little bit of sleep last night after that barn burner of a game last night, which thank goodness, for Sam Darnold. I don't know, man. It was just a gut feeling. But either way, man, barn burner. Obviously, super bad what happened at the end of the game, which I don't even make sense to me. But other than that, right there, man, I'm ready to get to this waiver wire stuff, man. Ready to get to some Monday Night Football, and got a good feeling about tonight, man. Got a good feeling.
I mean, we should. The game has a 53.5 over under, so it should be a nice little doozy to end the week 9 of the fantasy football season. So, but yeah, we got a lot to go over and little time. So we are gonna look at the comment section for our guy Haywood, of course. For our guy Sergio, he's back in the chat. What up? What up, my guy? I gotta text you back. I gotta text you back. Mondays are always wild, bro. But yeah, we in the building. But yeah, we are gonna go over waiver wire week 10 as we go into names that should be monitored / picked up in your leagues. Because again, we got 4 teams on bye. The teams that are on bye, the Chiefs, the Bengals, the Cowboys, and the Titans are all on bye for week 10. Obviously, we know Dallas is playing tonight. So, if there's other teams, like other players, from the Jets, the Browns, stuff like that, you could still pick them up before games start. So, if there's any teams on week 9 bye, that would be the Jets, the Browns. Who else was on bye this past week? I'm off the top of my head now.
I can't. Yeah.
Anyhow, any of the teams are on week 9. We've said them before. If they're still out there in waiver wires, like a Mason Taylor or Harold Fannin somehow is still out there, or David Njoku or something along those lines, like if there's guys out there that can still be picked up for you, I would sneakily try to put them on your bench still if you have that ability. Because that's a one way just to get ahead of your league mates for sure.
Oh yeah, Browns, Jets, Eagles, and Bucks.
Eagles and Bucks, yeah. Yep. So if Cade Otton's out there, I'd be someone that we wanted to pick up because obviously all the injuries they've been suffering. Hopefully Bucky Irving comes back. But that being said, we're talking about waiver wire week 10, and again, Chiefs, Cowboys, Bengals, and Titans on bye. Upcoming for week 10. That means there's going to be a good amount of quarterbacks we're going to have to look at replacing for, or just keeping our pulse on for sure. Names are as follows. Sam Darnold's on here. I know he's pretty highly owned on Sleeper right now, but on other platforms, ESPN, Yahoo, stuff like that, he's still relatively under. Obviously, Darnold ripped it over 300 yards passing. 240 some of those came in the first half. And four touchdowns through the air. It was literally a breakout performance for Sam Darnold. We called Seattle was going to easily cover this thing. We took the over there, so kudos to us, obviously. But we'll talk about another guy we should have had on more of our benches in a little while. But yeah, Johnny, I mean, there's names that we should be considering. And if there's super flex names I'm thinking about, it's probably Dylan Gabriel, something like that. Be still not picked up. Maybe someone dropped him over to buy or whatever. But who's your guy on this list that you overall, besides Sam Darnold, who's your guy on this list?
Well, I'll start off by saying that, first of all, it's going to be really weird because there's no Cincinnati Bengals and no Dallas Cowboys next week. So the top 2 defenses that we like to pick on won't be available, and I'll continue to put an asterisk by Sam Darnold because he gets Arizona next week. So double asterisk as far as that goes. It is ugly work out here, man. As far as
somewhat is for sure.
It is ugly word because there's not really a name on that list that I look at and I'm like, that's who I've got to have. Because I mean, Jacksonville, they've got Houston next week. Miami's got Buffalo. I mean, the only saving grace is that it's in Miami. I mean, if you made me
you made me pick, you said.
You can't even go with even a Justin Fields, like he's playing Cleveland, man. This is a rough week. And JJ McCarthy's got Baltimore.
Yep.
I guess
which on paper right now seems like a decent spot. But it's but they're more full strength now. It's like
Michael Penix, maybe. I think Michael Penix would be the guy I would go with, I guess, out of this group.
They seem confident about that.
Well, they get the Colts next week. It's a 9:30 game. It's in Germany, and I think obviously,
that's the other part.
The Colts secondary. We talked about it. So I guess out of this group, because this other than the double asterisk for Sam Darnold, give me Michael Penix, man. That's the guy that I would roll with for sure. I mean, he had a top 10 finish this week, going against a really good New England Patriot defense. So I'll take that. It's actually a second top 10 finish of the year so far. I mean, he's QB 25 on the season. So yeah, I guess that's probably the pick for me is Michael Penix. I
guess if I'm going to pick somebody here, I do like Jacoby Brissett, depending on what happens, obviously, with what happens on Monday night, in the next hour or so, obviously. Jacoby Brissett's someone I could, if he still starts next week, which, granted, this Cardinals team, has been a bit of a mess, but with Brissett, it's they're still looking like a really potent offense. They
got Seattle next week, dog.
They do. They got Seattle next week. But again, that matchup's more towards the run than it is their pass defense. So it's something to still obviously monitor. But again, I'll go with JJ McCarthy here. Baltimore, I know is more healthier than they have been. There's still a defense that I still want to, have an attack against. And from that manner, I mean, the yardage doesn't give you a ton of confidence for JJ, but the fact that he proved it with, multiple touchdowns and one on the ground, it does, give me a bit of confidence if I have to probably start someone from this list. It's Marcus Mariota, but he proved to us that he's just, I don't know. He's always here or there. He has to have a good matchup in order to really kind of have some type of potency for you. But again, the Arizona situation, I probably want to keep it, just keep on monitoring, especially if people drop Kyler Murray. But it's just, like you said, it's a pretty ugly list this week for quarterbacks. And then we got, okay. So how you guys feel about Arizona +3? We'll get to that. We'll give you a full analysis towards the end because that's where we'll break down the game. We'll have a showdown lineup as well. I do like Arizona +3. Just because of the injury report that I just saw. All my Cardinals opponents, we get asterisks. Actually, I looked into some numbers, and the Cardinals aren't as bad as what we think.
In what phase?
Stores in the put on K1 jerseys on clearance. Jesus. Anyhow, breaking down running backs. Manungai. We had talked about him, and then we learned about news about Swift later on in the week. We talked about it on Sunday as obviously 4,600 mid play on DraftKings, and what did he go off? So there's that. He's probably your number one claim. Groin injuries are tricky. That's also something we have to watch out for. With Tank Bigsby as well. I'm not sure why he's not on this list. But Tank Bigsby is someone we have to watch out for too.
He is. He's on here.
He is?
Oh, yeah, he's on.
So overall, with Tank Bigsby, he's someone that you need to monitor for because we don't know what Barkley and that groin injury is going to be doing either. Same thing with Swift with Nungai, so in the same context. Other guys that you like on this list, Johnny, overall? Who you like?
I mean, it was weird. Michelle Tootin getting some run last on Sunday against the Raiders.
I expected it.
That was. I mean, that's something to kind of keep an eye on for sure. I think he finished the week just at running back 24. He did have the touchdown to get him over, so I think obviously that's something to keep an eye on. And then one guy we actually don't have on here, we probably would be Terrell Jennings. That's probably something to keep an eye on, depending on Mondre and that toe situation, right? He did have 11 attempts. Didn't do a lot with them for sure, but that's probably somebody.
Touchdown, unfortunately, but
yeah. And again, man, I think this list is just as ugly as the list we just looked at before. It's just as ugly. Like it literally is. There's not a lot. I think we're at that point in time of the year where it is definitely ugly. We're going into week 10, 3 weeks away? Well, 4 weeks counting week 10 for the playoffs. So it's getting ugly out there, man. So I guess the guy other than Kyle Nunn guy on this list, I guess give me maybe a Kenny Gainwell, Michelle Tootin, man. It looks like they're both are going to be playing in some capacity. Passing down work is what it looks like for both of those guys, or, not so much for Tootin, I should say, but Gainwell definitely passing work. So it's not pretty out here. It's not pretty right now, for sure.
Nope, sure isn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
It sure isn't. Tajay Spears and me on bye. He was someone I wanted to probably mention, especially if he gets dropped this upcoming week. But yeah, this list is not giving us like the utmost confidence, they say. But I guess if I was, Blake Corum got a little bit of run. Talk about guys that got some run. In the Rams game, it seems like they're kind of slowly giving Corum a few, kind of like the Seattle situation, at least from this week. What I saw is that it just seemed like one series was Kyron, the next series was Blake Corum, so I'm not sure if that was just game plan specific, or if it's something more of a trend. Just got to kind of watch out for. But I do like Blake Corum on this list if he finds a way to have a little bit more of a role. Be watchful if Brashard Smith gets dropped this week because the Chiefs are on bye. In your leagues, Isaiah Davis, you can still go out and get him right now. That's not exactly the prettiest, but obviously with Breece Hall may or may not be moved, but it still might be something where the Jets still might go to playing more Isaiah Davis on the stretch. We don't really know. So we'll figure that out as we go. But Devin Neal is someone that we really have to monitor for because Kamara is trash. I watched that game. I'm seeing how the way they use him. And it's ridiculous how they're not even getting him game plan specific touches like other regimes have and would have in the past. It's come on, 17 total yards, and this is before the late fumble he had. But I'm come on, dog. RB 57 this past week in full point PPR. There's one more game to get Carolina, and they had the bye. It's I think that the bye will probably be a bit more telling after they come out of that, where maybe Devin Neal gets an opportunity. Maybe we might be delusional about the situation, but it's the Saints are a mess. Kamara's 30 years old. It's you're not going to really keep on running him down the stretch like this. And the reason why I also bring him up is because matchups-wise, the Saints, there's some relatively decent matchups coming up for them, especially after the bye. And I think Devin Neal is someone that I think we should probably just prioritize or just keep watch for, because the Kamara situation is just, I couldn't imagine this situation before the season started. Not like this.
Not for me either. There has not been. His highest ranking so far has been RB 14 on the season.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, and then I kind of talked about it, the passing game work. Really, the last 3 weeks, I think that's really been highlighted. But even before that, man, it's 4 or 5 catches, which, we're kind of used to, but we were also used to, him getting a little bit more in the running game, man. It's just, you mentioned it, man. It's not a good situation. Obviously, Kamara, trade talks, but he said he doesn't want to be traded. Yeah, he said he doesn't want to be traded. So, it's really a tough situation for him. It's a tough situation for fantasy managers. But, and to be honest, man, I don't even know if Devin Neal. I like Devin Neal. I don't even know if that fixes the situation, man. To be honest, I don't think that.
Nobody's gonna get touches in this backfield.
I don't even think that fixes it. Yeah, like it's bad. It's really, really bad, man.
It's
So
awful, bro.
yeah, so like I can't even like I mean, I think like like the one call like I rock with you on is like Tajay, like you could go that way. He seems like to be like one of the few guys for the Titans that is making plays, and Bashard Smith, it's what Kareem Hunt, it don't like he's got that gig in a chokehold, man. So and maybe Brees, like you said, maybe Brees gets moved, man. But this is another injuries are the only thing that would make this list a little bit more exciting. So we're not hoping for that. So
no, we're not. We already had enough in this year. We're not rooting for any injuries, period, anymore, at all. Got a question for Alex. Welcome, Alex. Appreciate it. Please like and subscribe to our channel. We out here twice on Sundays and Mondays. You can also follow us on the X platform. He has Jake Ferguson. Should you trade him for BTJ? My flex doesn't require doesn't require tight ends. Obviously, Jake Ferguson, someone that has been obviously, he had one bad game. And I'm sure that's going to be remedied differently tonight. And then they get the bye. So I guess with Brian Thomas, though, like he did leave the game with an ankle injury, so I don't know what his status is yet. As we're kind of looking right now, because all I saw is that he just hurt his ankle, and then obviously Denami Brown left the game with concussion. So yeah, this is a weird spot because obviously Brian Thomas, when healthy, should lead this receiver core. The problem is he healthy? Is really the question. I guess first of all, I wouldn't rush to a decision because Jake Ferguson is going to eat still in this Dallas offense. I guess my quorum, and I'm going to leave that to John, is do we believe in the upside of Brian Thomas here consistently still, even after all the stuff that's going down?
Like I always said, you don't have Brian Thomas Jr. on your roster. You don't have him. It's such a so painful. So painful.
I just said that as a ringtone.
God, it's so painful.
I just said this as a ringtone. Why I left it to you, my guy?
So painful. And like I'm looking at this and I'm like, nope. Like I am not trading Jake Ferguson for Brian Thomas Jr. at this point. And Alex, I'm just gonna rip this for you real quick. Wide receiver 42, wide receiver 56, wide receiver 50, wide receiver 30, wide receiver 30, wide receiver 6, ironically enough, against the Seattle Seahawks, wide receiver 60, wide receiver 41. All right, so there's that. So then I'm going to go to Jake Ferguson, the gentleman that we were just talking about, which, by the way, Jake Ferguson has outscored BTJ by, I believe, almost 40 points on the season. Then I'm going to go and I'm going to read this to you. Tight end 22, tight end 3, tight end 3, tight end 5, tight end 2, tight end 10, tight end 4, and tight end 47 last week. Like
my boy Jake Ferguson.
Like I want to believe in Brian Thomas Jr. so bad right now. And like this is part of my Monday Night Miracle right now. Is I need like 46 points from Jacoby Brissett and Javonte.
Please.
Yeah, so I am hoping that this game just goes absolutely nuclear. But anyways, I digress. No, I'm not trading Jake Ferguson for Brian Thomas Jr. Be thankful that your league does not require tight ends. Be thankful for that. Like the Brian Thomas Jr. Yes, no, don't do it, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah. That was awesome. Yeah. Seattle and the Rams NFC Championship material definitely possible at this stage of the game. We don't know what's going to happen. And yeah, like look, Kamara. I don't know. They're just not, like I said, he's not getting any receiving work, so it just is what it is. Chokehold, choke slam. That being said, look, receiver talk. And here's my gripe: should have had more. Should have had more Torrey Horton across the board. I had a couple of leagues, but I should have had him and way more. Now I got to start bidding for him, which I got some money to spend. But it's like someone I should have just picked up. Hopefully it's a trend for Torrey Horton moving forward because like Seattle looks so good with him just like getting, consistently downfield, and JSN obviously cooking everybody underneath. And obviously Cooper Kupp, we know he's kind of on the, we've talked about Cooper Kupp many times throughout the last 6 months. And he's just not someone that we're like, no. Parker Washington, someone that we told people to pick up on the Sunday show on last morning's stream. And, if you started him, congratulations, because I had to start him in a few spots. You know what I'm saying? It was good gold right there, for sure. Like I said, the volume was there, you know what I'm saying? So that's where Parker Washington came to the fold. I mean, unfortunately, like I said, De'Ami Brown left with a concussion, so that kind of opened up things for him a little bit more too. And then Brian Thomas, like we still don't know the status on his ankle, but this is again something to watch out for. Look, Parker Washington, Horton are the guys I think that I look to prioritize here. Is there a name that we may have missed, or is there a guy that you want to kind of put your claim on?
I would say, obviously, outside of Parker Washington, I think, I think Christian Watson is still an intriguing name, for sure at this point, especially now with the Tucker Craft injury. I think like that makes him a little bit more enticing. Demario Douglas, you just never really know which Patriots wide receiver is going to be. It's either Pop, it's either him. Ravens just traded.
That's not news.
I was like, you were laughing. I was like, what? The Ravens just traded. I see Ravens, and I'm like, what? Don't do that.
That was what you would say. That's not news, Nick.
Oh man. Okay. God, that's what I get for paying attention to the screen. But Demario Douglas, man, I think the thing with the Patriots is you never know which wide receiver is going to be. You never know who it's going to be in the passing game. We kind of talked about that during the season. It stretches with Josh McDaniels. Is some weeks it's going to be the tight end, sometimes it's going to be underneath, sometimes it's going to be vertical, sometimes it's going to be the running backs. And I think this was just a situation, obviously, with Keyshawn Boutte getting hurt. There was that. I mean, I think that's really it, man. Parker Washington, he's got to be the guy, no question. So, just to elaborate just a little bit more, obviously the last two games, snap count has went up dramatically. 87% playing time in both the last two games that he's had, for sure. Over 20% target share in both of those games. 10 targets, 9 targets. Hasn't really done a lot yardage wise. The Rams game, the Raiders game, he had 90, but the Rams game 52. But I think, again, man, we're at that point in time of the year where it's this could be one of those guys. This could be one of those picks to kind of put you over the edge. Because I do feel like he's going to continue to get a lot of volume. So he's definitely the cream of the crop for me on this list. And with Torrey Horton, I have him in a couple leagues, but I think it's one of those situations where last night just a beat down and everybody just ate, because you could make the case that that's exactly what happened, was everybody ate, even Cody White. So I don't know if we want to put the cart before the wagon. With Torrey Horton, but I think when Cooper Kupp, when he does get back, they're going to stick him back out there. They're going to stick him back out there, and he's going to be, the guy that's opposite of JSN, and Torrey Horton. He will continue to be the number 3 wide receiver for the Seahawks. But in the meantime, if Cooper Kupp is out for an extended amount of time, then he definitely is somebody that you want to have rostered. And then Calvin Austin, man, I guess depending on, how desperate are you for a flex play, you could probably get away with him in that space. I mean, that's really what he is a wide receiver 3 flexish play. Nothing more, nothing less, but he's scraping the bottom of the barrel then, man.
Yeah, I agree with this. Like I said, keep your eyes peeled for Jaden Reed, because again, all these injuries for the Packers now, it's just unfortunate. On to the tight end portion. On to the tight end portion. If you guys have been looking at my articles on Fantrax, they usually tend to drop tomorrow morning on Fantrax, so check your boy out. Also, if you're into basketball, I got your deep league waiver wire going down every Monday as well over there on Fantrax. So your boys out here, doing a little dibbling and doing a dabbling. But as far as the tight ends go, told people to try to hold on to Fannin and Taylor and stuff like that if you had them throughout the bye. I can understand if you couldn't. Obviously, Luke Musgrave is someone that's a priority, and we'll be talking about tomorrow in the article. But he's someone that obviously, like, I was on Luke Musgrave when he first came out, but then just, the injuries and stuff, and then Tucker Kraft came over. So now it's kind of like the roles are reversing. So Musgrave is still someone that, he's someone that maybe not people may clamor to right away or may not, depending on your league. But he's someone that, if he especially doesn't get, waiver claim done, he's someone that I would definitely just try to snag immediately, just to put on stash if you really need a tight end. Obviously, Colston Loveland, called him on the streamers. First player on our streamers article this past week. No hesitation. I know the injuries to Cole Kmet, happened too, but it was always somewhat there, upcoming, because Cole Kmet was still kind of in and out. You know what I'm saying? Didn't know if he was going to play or not. So, and obviously we had Luther Burden out, and apparently Roma Dunze was out too this past week. But close to Loveland, if you got him, congratulations. We started this past week. If you got him in general, kudos to you. The Seattle situation is, both of them got lit this past week. Even
Cody White, man. Even Cody White, man. Like,
Yeah, I know. Cup's replacement. That's crazy. But yeah, like the names on here, make a ton of sense. I think someone I want to highlight, and I probably will highlight tomorrow potentially, is Kate Otten. It's because the Buck situation is we have to keep on monitoring the situation. I know Emeka Ibuka is back, but Mike Evans is done for the year. And then we don't know about Chris Godwin coming back into the circle. We don't know what's going on with Bucky Irving. So if the weapons are kind of like where it was before the bye week happened for the Bucks, I think Kate Otten is still someone that I want to prioritize in picking up and potentially playing this week. Taysom Hill, we still got to keep our eyes on because we don't know what the Saints situation is going to change up. They might go something different, whatever have you. He may get more touches. He's just someone I still want to keep on benches. I'm not trying to give up or drop on yet. Juwan Johnson scored a touchdown this past week, so if you have him, he's still someone that is still possible to overall start. And then, like Theo Johnson looked really good this past week against the Giants. I mean, not against the Giants, but against the Niners. But that's pretty much everything here. Gunnar Helm, he's someone that's droppable for the moment if you really need somebody, but he's someone I still want to keep my eyes on because the tight end situation might even get, even more his way. So just all these names, definitely just keep your eyes on. But like Colston Loveland it was a make or break it like week for him, and he definitely made it happen. So we'll see what happens. Anything you want to add?
I mean, you talked about every tight end on the list, so actually, one guy I will talk about that's not on the list is my man Patty Fryermuth. 2 of the last 3 weeks. Hey man, two of the last 3 weeks, man, he's been tight end in a tight end 1 spot, man. Tight end 3, obviously against our beloved Cincinnati Bengals, who we like to chase.
Beloved?
Our beloved Cincinnati Bengals, we love to chase. And then obviously this week against the Colts, tight end 9. So I think like that's a space too. Where the playing time hasn't necessarily been there. It's less than 50% for him in most cases, but I think there's definitely something that's starting to happen with him and Aaron Rodgers for sure, man. I think there's definitely a trust factor that's starting to happen in that space, and I think obviously is games are meaning more, and so I think Aaron Rodgers is going to start looking a little bit more in that space. So I don't think that's a bad look at all, man. If you really need one,
totally agree with that, though. I know it's a home-ish call, but I get it.
Oh man, no.
All roads lead back to Alec Pierce for Week 10. It's totally possible because Alec Pierce is starting to give himself a nice little name now for the deep threat for the Colts. So we'll have to just keep our eyes peeled on that too. He's been on the list. We've been paying attention. Been talking about him. And yeah, man, appreciate the love for sure. Tight end articles, just trying to make it happen. One article at a time. Our beloved Bengals.
Like I said, what are we gonna do, man? The Bengals and the Cowboys don't play next week, man. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
DFS is gonna look weird next week.
What are we gonna do, man?
DFS is gonna look really weird.
Yeah.
So before we get this showdown, we make our showdown lineup. We got what 20? We got a lot of time actually now.
Yeah.
We got a lot of time to hit it. So as Johnny pulls that up, we'll be in a sense breaking down the Cardinals Cowboys game. We have for Monday Night Football. Missed the double headers now, sort of.
I know, right? I know. I definitely do on the DFS.
Just a little bit smidge, like, oh, we have a double header. Oh, we have a double header here and a double header here. Oh, all right. But yeah, Cardinals getting 3.5, depending on your book. I think it dropped down to a half to the +3 now. But in Dallas, over under 53.5, which is literally the highest on the slates overall from all the games from week 9. What I'll say in this game is this: when I was talking about dropping hints on how the Cardinals aren't as bad as we think, Cardinals have lost 5 straight games, right? They've lost these games by 4 points or less in these overall games. So the Cardinals aren't exactly the bad team. They just can't finish games. They literally are great for three quarters, and then the fourth quarter they just crack. In terms of how things go for them. So, and then Dallas side of things, right? Getting a little bit healthier. Cooper BB's back center wise for the Cowboys tonight. So that's also something to monitor when it comes to the Cardinal defense. Like I said, this Cardinals defense, I think I like the +3 for sure for the Cardinals. It's just one of those things where Dallas has also scored 40 points or more in their 3 home games. So it's like, I like the +3 for the Cardinals, but I think Dallas is going to win the game. So I think Dallas has got to get the taste out of their mouths from, last week in Denver. And I think this is a bounce back spot for Dallas. All the weapons, obviously, Lamb, Pickens, Ferguson, you name it, they're there. And the Cardinals side of things, like Brissett, he's someone that, again, I think can still give this Cardinals offense boost consistently. And I'm honestly swaying towards him, if he does it again tonight, where he puts the Cardinals in position once again, I think it's time to kind of give a real hard look to him doing this potentially move forward. Am I crazy? Am I not, Johnny? We'll find out.
I think you might be a little bit crazy because
Perfect.
you
I like being delusional.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's delusional or double-edged or what, but in the NFL, you can't. It's not good enough to be. It's not good enough to be close.
Sorry, it's the Cowgirls. Sorry, it's the Cowgirls, not the Cowboys. The Cowgirls.
It's not good enough to be close enough to win. You gotta win, and they've still been losing. So, for even if it has,
I'm just saying the luck has to run out.
Even if it has,
bad juju has to run out soon.
Hey, man, listen, bottom line business, if it looks good, again, we're fantasy managers, so we want to see points, man. But at the end of the day, if they're not winning football games for however you want to slice it with Kyler Murray, however up and down and enigmatic he's been, there have been moments in time where the Cardinals have been in the mix of things. They have, I think it's been a long time since they've been to the playoffs, but they have had a chance to get there. And I don't think Jacoby Brissett makes them better per se. I think tonight is obviously going to be one of those delusional moments where tonight he's going to show up and he's probably going to have a really good game and the Cardinals are going to play really good and everybody's still going to be like, Jacoby's the guy, it's the guy. And then, you're going to run into a situation where that's not necessarily the case. Cause as you mentioned, man, the teams that they've lost to, they have been good teams. I will give you that. They've lost to the Packers, the Colts, the Titans are not a good team. And they've lost to the Seahawks and the 49ers. So I will give you that for sure. But even I don't know, man, I have a hard time subscribing to it, man. Cause I always think the most popular guy, man, is always the backup quarterback. So, I mean, yeah, I won't mess with it. But tonight I'm all in on Jacoby Brissett. So I got to have him ball out. I got to have him ball out tonight, man. So,
yep. I'm sure you do.
Yep, I do.
What you got for this game? What are you reading? What you got?
Overall, I'm with you actually, man. I think the Cardinals can keep it close tonight for sure. I think the Cardinals can keep it close, and I think obviously the over, I think is in play. I picked the Cowboys to win because I do think that this is a game that they should win. Like, obviously they should win. But again, man, should win and do win are two different things, man. There was one stat, actually. I got to find it here. Oh, here it goes. It's about Dak Prescott and him being under center. The Cardinals have allowed the 5th lowest completion percentage under center in the NFL, and Dak Prescott has aligned under center 18% of his pass attempts in the NFL this season. And he's got 424 yards and 7 touchdowns. So I think like that's a weird little crazy little stat that like the game with inside the game on in terms of how like the Cardinals play him while he's under center. And then too, man, the Cardinals they've been pretty decent against the run. And Javonte, I think it's only been like certain spots that he's been very touchdown dependent. So, again, I think these are all, formulas that could lead to, the Cardinals maybe pulling one out or obviously keeping it with the 3.5. So just some other call outs there as well. And man, Marvin Harrison Jr., man, if you can't do it tonight, dog, man, dog. Man, you was close to making my all midseason bust team, bro. You was close. But man, if you can't do it tonight against the Cowgirls, man, come on, dog. Come on.
Oh man, if you can't do it tonight. Yeah, I get it. I get that too. One thing I'll also say is that the Cardinals don't get any pressure on Dak tonight. He's gonna rip him to shreds. So that's why I'm going with the Cowgirls tonight to win. But I do like the spread for Arizona because they can still make it close. So if your books allow you to tease up the point up to the 3.5, it went down to 3, I would probably do that because this game could definitely go back and forth from a offensive perspective. Yeah, it looks like we have a Cardinal fan in the house, huh, Ricky? Go Birds, huh? On in Jacoby, all right. Oh, the lineup sucked, bro. We were trash. We didn't have Darnold. Shame on us. You know what I'm saying? Shame on us. Johnny didn't want to play 2 QBs, so here's what it is.
No, that Sam Darnold's who I started with. That's who I started with. I said that I don't even like playing QBs in that space, but Sam Darnold, oh man.
That's what it is. We got one. We got one about to cook up now. So Johnny about to get that up there. And then Salvatore, welcome to the chat, my guy. Feel free to please like and subscribe to the channel. As well, we love answer you guys' questions. So when you guys got questions, we got answers. So I just traded Pickens for Rico Dowdle. Interesting. I have Jamar Chase, Rice, QJ, and Butte. Running backs are Achane and JT. Had Scat and Hubbard. So what do we feel about this trade for Rico for Pickens? I guess that's not a bad move right now because obviously Pickens plays and then he's on bye. And obviously Rico came out and destroyed this past week. He's literally RB1 for this Carolina team. I felt that maybe the guy, I mean, don't get me wrong, Rico, obviously Rico did his thing this past week. I'm not solely on him the entire year. For a guy like Pickens, who, again, even though Pickens is a wide receiver too, it's like the floor is nice and the ceiling can always be there on any given week in a Dallas offense. So for me, the trade wasn't a bad one for you. It was just for me, if you were going to trade Pickens, I would want a running back that would be a little bit more in a high octane still offense versus with Carolina, where again, if Bryce Young has a terrible game, like any game like he had last week, whatever, like could kind of hamper the offense and get them out of the game script from running Rico consistently. But it is what it is. You made the trade. It's not like you're totally hurting at receiver because you got Jamar Chase and Rice, but guess what? They're both on bye this upcoming week. So, yeah. You probably should have waited to do that trade, but I understand it. What do you think, John?
I actually don't mind this trade for him, man, because I think I think everybody knows, man. I love George Pickens for sure.
Yeah,
like George Pickens, truther.
That's why I'm shocked that you're liking this trade.
Well, I'm only liking this trade, man, just because like it's hard to go against what Rico Dowdle has really been over the last like 4 games, man. No matter how you look at it or how you slice it, right? RB1, RB2, yeah, RB21, 39, obviously, against the Bills. That one got out of hand, but I think that was more on Sam Darnold. And I said it, man.
Well, that was my point. But that was my point. I'm glad you brought that up because that's my point, though. It's like the Buffalo game was crazy and stuff, but it's also kind of like we know Dallas is going to keep on throwing the football. You know what I'm saying? And the offense, they're just going to keep on chucking. Dak's going to keep on chucking. Dallas, their defense stinks. They're going to keep chucking. So it's like with Rico, it was like, I know we can't take out the context of what he's done, but it's also like there's also risk with like there's also I feel like there's more risk with Rico still moving forward because he could have those games where, like Buffalo, you shut the whole offense down, you have a terrible game. Which with Pickens, it's like, God forbid, CeeDee Lamb, is it hurt again or whatever? Pickens slots right inside wide receiver one role. There's also ways where Pickens can still get his on a weekly basis.
Yeah, but so to go back to counter that, Rico Dowdle is the
counter.
Yeah, because he's the centerpiece of the offense for the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers are not
how many points is Carolina scoring?
Yeah, but let me finish though. But let me finish, because this is what it is Rico Dowdle is the centerpiece for the Carolina Panthers, and that's always what you want, no matter what position you have, is volume. And it is shown that is when they are at their best, is when they're running the ball. Bryce Young is not going to be throwing the ball 40 times intentionally. That's not the scheme. That's not what they want to do. And so, right now, I like Rico Dowdle and what is going on with him, and it should be even. I think it should even drive home the point of what happened this week against the Packers. If the run game is going in any of those instances, Carolina, again, I said it Sunday. I'm not saying they're a playoff team, but they have something to play for every Sunday, and as long as they continue to have something to play for, Rico Dowdle is out there playing with a chip on his shoulder, and there is nothing more dangerous than a man with a chip on his shoulder, and Rico Dowdle has that, and I think so do the Carolina Panthers, man. So I don't mind this, man. I think you're all right, bro.
Time. We'll find out.
Listen, I already know how this is going to go, Rosie. I know how.
I just can't believe we're at this point. I can't believe we're at this point in the season where I'm actually backing George Pickens and you're not.
It's not even about the name, because it's not about
the name. It's about that.
If I took the whole context out of this and said running back 9 for George Pickens,
yeah,
there's probably 9 wide receivers. There's probably 5 that you would say absolutely no to. I mean, let's not forget, I don't want to go crazy here, but Jamar Chase a few weeks ago, you were ready to trade Jamar Chase 3 weeks ago.
That's not the same vein. How is this the same vein?
Trading for Rico Dowdle, you're saying that George Pickens right now, I'm saying Rico Dowdle is RB9 on the season.
Yeah.
And I'm saying
he's wide receiver 5.
Right. Okay. But George Pickens over the last few weeks versus what Rico Dowdle's done, Pickens, I don't want to say he's fallen off.
We're taking 2 weeks out of a whole season?
No, 3. Things have slowed down.
3 weeks. Okay.
Things have slowed down for George Pickens over the last 4 or 5 weeks, man. It's wide receiver 27. It's wide receiver 17. And that's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad, but we all know that CeeDee Lamb is the alpha. We all know that, bro. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. I think it's not a bad trade because of what this guy's got right here with Chase, Rice, and QJ. And he's got Achane and JT. You could do so much worse in that space, man. So much worse. But
yeah, I think the roster was still good before the trade still, but my whole point was my whole thing is just put a bow on this is that Rico is still going to have some decent games upcoming. He has some decent matchups upcoming. New Orleans, Atlanta, San Fran. So those are some decent matchups on paper where he could succeed. My whole thing is that, again, the floor and the ceiling combination of Pickens, I feel, is still there rest of the season, and that's why I'll probably prefer rest of the season, because he's done it with Lamb and without Lamb in the lineup. So that's where, for me, it's just kind of just put a bow on it. I have no problem with Rico, obviously. It's just more who's the guy that I want in the better offense, and that's Pickens. But yeah, good points, my guy. The bets that we have, and then we'll get the showdown lineup cooking. I got Jacoby Brissett over 250 pass yards. Done it in back-to-back games. He started along with Zay Jones. He's done that relatively good. I know, he had 2 catches last time, but he still cleared this line. Ever since they've both been together in the lineup, they've succeeded these lines. So I'm taking them here in a spot where plenty of points are projected to be scored in this one. So take them as singles, take them as a nice little parlay. But those are my, small bets. We went 12-3 in week 9 when it came to props. Like, best week of the season so far. So yeah, prop land has been on fleek, and I'm on fire, baby. So getting some money, trying to get those funds. I know people got Christmas gifts they need to get, Black Friday around the corner, you know what I'm saying?
Lord.
So stay tuned to your guide, the Nick Prop Shop, you know what I'm saying? We're 62% on the year. So anyhow, nice little humble brag-ish.
Yeah.
Oh man, just excited. That's all.
No, that's all right, man. That's all right. So here we go, man. We got about 18 minutes tonight before kickoff, and we got this is like a $5 entry here. Yeah, it's a $5 entry. So,
okay.
Yeah, man. I think obviously. Definitely think that there's a lot of points to be had tonight. So I don't want to just run it back just to run it back, but it feels like Jacoby Brissett in this spot, because if you believe the Dallas Cowboys are going to be winning, then Jacoby Brissett's going to be throwing. If Arizona wins, then it's got to be Jacoby Brissett. I've mentioned it before that I love going with this, like a model like this, just as far as like the inexpensive player to be able to get more expensive players in.
Yeah. I got the salary saver tonight. Let
it fly in.
Malik Davis, $200. No Jalen Blue tonight. And with Javonte Williams, I know he's going to probably get a ton of workload. But he's got to get spelled. And at $200 for a chance at a guy that can get a few carries, potentially to catch out the backfield, stuff like that, potentially a touchdown steal. I want Malik Davis in the lineup just because salary saver allows us to get some other pieces for the line.
Okay, so we'll move him as the last player, and we'll see how this all shakes out. Because the other thing too, like, it maybe I'm just like overkill, and mega galaxy braining, but it almost feels like that would also be like a very chalky play as well. So yeah, we'll see. But typically, anyways, like when you go with a very expensive player, I think if we had Dak or CD like at captain, like I think then you obviously have to play him in that space. So from the Dallas side, you definitely have to play. Dak. I don't think there's any way you can get around that tonight. And then I think now it's what pass catcher do you want to go with for either one of these guys? Do you want to go expensive and go CeeDee Lamb? Or do you want to go your boy George Pickens or Jake Ferguson? Who's definitely pretty touchdown heavy as well. So
this is where it gets challenging, because it's just like there was another slate we were doing that was like very early, like close to what it was the Washington Kansas City game like we did last Monday. It was like you want to stack up certain guys, and it's like, now you gotta pick and choose which one you want. I guess for me, if we're going with both quarterbacks, right? Honestly, like, man, it's tough. Obviously, you gotta go McBride.
Yeah, like for sure, but like Dallas pass catchers, because like if you're gonna have Dak, you gotta have a Dallas pass catcher in there. I think like McBride, like for sure. So like there, but Dallas pass catcher.
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb. I mean, CeeDee Lamb's got to be him. So that's the other part. It's like it's got to be CeeDee Lamb.
All right, so this ain't gonna work because there's only 6,900 left, and even if we went, where's he at? 67.
Gotta scroll for him, baby. So if we don't go Lamb and then we go Pickens or Marvin Harrison, then that's the other dilemma too. Do you go 3 Dallas, 3 Arizona? Do you go 4 Dallas, 2 Arizona? Like, that's the tricky part now about how to kind of split this up. Because obviously in a game where we expect high over under, it's like, do we just go with more Dallas? Can we expect them to win? Or just more of like, okay, like Arizona's gonna be trailing the entire time. We should go that. That's where things get tricky.
I'm gonna try something.
Sure. You got more time than yesterday.
Yeah. No, that ain't gonna work. So maybe that, and then yeah, we still can't even get to Harrison, but then it would be Knight.
No,
for sure.
Yeah, it would be Knight for sure there. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. Dallas's run defense has been weird the last few games. Don't hate that. We still have 1,300 left over, so where it's like, do you want to go? What is it? So we could go. No, percent probably still going to stay at quarterback. That would make sense. Yeah, 10. I thought about Arbery too, yeah, and then. I know. Seduce it.
Jeez.
Problem is, there's like not like a 6K ish guy on this like slate that you're like excited about. Like, obviously, Brendan Arbery is someone that could be there, but he's only had like 2 double digits, like performances. That's like, yeah, like, oof. So,
I mean, if you think there's a lot of points to be scored tonight, you can go untraditional and go with 2 kickers. And we don't have. There's no way we can't get to. There's no way to be able to get up to him. All right.
Definitely curious about ownership about captains now. Because like that would probably sway how things go probably a little bit.
Yeah, like one of the things like I've been trying like not to do is like trying to sometimes I get way too in my own head like about that. But CD's the top guy, Javonte, Pickens, Brissett. So actually, you know what?
So we'll keep Brissett.
No, actually, no. Actually, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go Knight.
Because it feels like we'll have some salary left over almost no matter what.
I'm gonna go Knight
at the captain spot.
Yeah, if I can get it to go there. Jesus.
Just hope that he gets some cast catching work out the back.
First day on the job. What the fudge?
He said first day on the job.
First day on the job. Oh, there we go. All right, there we go. All right. Oh, yeah, because like I always do this for my phone. Like I almost like never do this on my desktop. All right, so yeah, so let's go Knight. And then let's go Brissett. Let's go Dak. So now it's a little bit better. Now we got like 6,800 in a couple of different spots, but like it's this spot here is definitely where it's at. Like that's where. So if we do go McBride, and then we do go Lamb, and then we went
Davis.
Maybe that's the play. All right, that's the play.
Ooh.
And I don't even like that, to be honest. Like, don't even like it. because it'll probably I feel like it'll probably cash, but like I don't think it like obviously gives us like a chance to like take down.
Now let's go for it all. What gets us a chance at going all the way then?
Let's see.
Because it's like, do you get contrarian at captain spot so that you can have just a leverage play? What if Zonovan Knight scores 2 touchdowns on the ground versus those passing touchdowns from Brissett? Like, so it's like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the way we had that was definitely dope too. But it's also like, if you don't think that's gonna get us,
no, I don't mind that one. Like, there's a couple of other ways. Like, I look at it too, man. Like, I look at it a couple other ways. Is like sometimes those passing touchdowns, like it doesn't. Because the QBs are typically expensive, so a lot of times, like at least for me, I feel like it's the skill players. A lot of times, like I talked about last night, that's like Darnold just felt right, like in that space because of what Seattle has been. Like it just felt right, and I think like with Dallas, it feels right with like Knight because like they obviously they give up a ton everywhere. But let me see.
Everybody named Mom, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, so I'm gonna go back to that again. All right, so Knight. So let's go back to that. I don't love it, but whatever, man. I think it's fine. So Knight. Oh, no, did that thing again. So Knight. Who we had McBride, Dak, and who was the other pass catcher that we had? Was it Pickens or Lamb?
Oh, I'm sorry. Nope.
We had Lamb.
And then we had Aubrey.
No, we had
I'll find out who we had. Pickens. Well, no, Brissett. There's Brissett right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 3-3.
All right. There it is.
3-3 we got.
All right, there it is. All right. There it is.
He's like, there it is. All right.
Yeah. There it is.
Watch this thing cash a big bag for us. Like, because Zonovan Knight took like 2 touchdowns, and all of a sudden the game becomes a little bit slowed down. You never know.
I mean, I played a lot. I played a lot on FanDuel today because like that's what I had like. That's where I had like more success at over the weekend was on FanDuel. So played a little bit more on FanDuel. So to see overall MVP for me, my top MVP actually on FanDuel was actually Dak. My top MVP. Yeah. Which is weird. But yeah, but I mean I maxed the 150. And I did 24 for 20, but I definitely got like pretty unique in some of those other spots. Like a lot of my really unique lineups for like the bigger one was Brissett.
Anytime touchdown for Zonovan Knight.
It's probably, I mean, I can't imagine it's too bad. Like it's probably there. Like
gotta be some decent odds, right?
Yeah,
put a little money on that right now.
I would imagine. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see how it goes tonight though. But I feel pretty good, man. Feel pretty good.
Zonovan Knight is plus 125. Put a little sprinkle on that.
Yeah, that's
a little sprinkle on that one, you know? Go for a little good luck action, you know?
That's very real. Yeah, that's very real.
I'm adding it to the late. It's a late edition for victory. No. It's a late addition to the prop shop.
Yeah,
let's have some fun. Zonovan Knight anytime touchdown, baby. Like it's already in. Like it will count for his record tonight.
No, I got a lot of Zonovan Knight and a lot of Jacoby Brissett and Dak Prescott. On FanDuel. So we'll see how it goes, man. So, and then obviously having to switch over because I did this earlier. Had Jaden Blue, so obviously switched over to Malik Davis, obviously in that space too. Just whatever, man. It sucks whenever it happens like this, but it is what it is. So we got 5 minutes till kickoff. So, yeah, man, feel good.
Feeling great, my guy. Feeling great.
So yeah, Jacoby Brissett,
a big win tonight.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett and Javonte Williams, man. 40+ points is what I need, man, for one of my home leagues. All my season long leagues. I'm just, I've talked about it all year long, just floating around, the mid playoff line. Sometimes, some weeks I'm in, sometimes I'm not. Like, that's all right. That's just what I manifested all year. That's all I said. I just wanted to be hanging around, and I'm just hanging around. Like, I don't completely suck, but it's like, geez, man. Like, I got one league, man, where Caleb Williams, and I'm still gonna lose because I got a 0 from Roman Dunze and Evan Ingram. Like,
That's terrible.
Like, bro.
All my leagues, I got Caleb Williams. I'm winning, so.
Yeah, of course.
Roses.
Of course. You know what? No, you know what? I know what it is. You are the Bill Goldberg of fantasy football is who you are. You are the Bill Goldberg of fantasy football.
Everybody loves a winner.
Yeah, right. Yeah. WCW wrestling champion.
Hey, Goldberg made a lot of money, so.
Bischoff.
Goldberg made a lot of money, so that's a good nickname. Call me Goldberg. That's fine.
I know. Never loses. Got one move. Spear jackhammer. Ah! Oh shoot.
Yo, you ain't shit.
I know.
Yo, exactly. Who's next?
Yeah.
That being said, yo, we out of here, yo. Good luck to everybody. Any Monday Night Miracles? What you need? I know I need like 40 points from like Jake Ferguson and stuff like that. So yeah, that'd be nice to have. But at the same time, I'm rooting for us in our DraftKings lineup tonight. So whatever, Zonovan night, baby. Let's do it.
Yep. Yeah, no, Zonovan Knight has a night tonight. It should be pretty profitable for sure for me. I'll tell you that. So, word to the Dark Knight, baby. Let's go.
Let's do it. All right, people. We out. We'll see you guys Sunday. Peace.